Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Find Me in a Book podcast. This is the last episode for the year of 2024. If you have not watched or listened to last week's episode, I will be taking a little holiday after today. And I am going to be just revamping the podcast. We have come up with some really, really fun ideas, and it just makes me really excited to start next year again. So stay tuned for that. And the giveaway is live now. It was published yesterday on my Instagram. Really fun prizes, really, really cool. I bought some things from some like bookshops or like bookish goods, Caffeine and Curses. There's a couple others too, but just from these little fun stores with like book stuff. And so I have like gift cards, I have some items, and there's two prizes. And so definitely go on my Instagram to look and see how to enter. And it's just a fun time. So we'll go until next week, just to celebrate the 3 years of this podcast and just to start this holiday off because next week is Thanksgiving. So really, really excited about that. I did want to give you an update. I am on the third book of Kingdom of the Wicked, that series. I'm on the third book. I think this is the third book. I think I took the third book out in the living room. But oh my gosh, it's incredible. Like I, of course, was frustrated. It definitely cliffhangers, frustrated during the second book because it moved at a good pace, but not fast enough for me. But there were so many twists that I was like, oh my gosh, I was not ready. So I am like devouring the third one. So freaking good. Also, Rebecca Yarrow's book Variations just came out today. So I'm like, what do I read? Do I tandem read it? Like just go back and forth, whichever one I feel for that day? Probably. So Rebecca Yarrow's contemporaries are always so good. I really do enjoy them, but I also know that they make me cry. All of her contemporary ones have made me cry. And so I've like prepared myself. I was going to read during my lunch today, but I was like, no, what if I cry? Like I can't go back to work then. So I decided to read it tonight. But today's book, oh my gosh, what a delightful book. I'm not even joking. Like seriously delightful and so freaking funny. Meghan Quinn is a queen of like just comedy and some smut, and it just, oh my gosh, so silly, like cheesy, silly, over the top, so freaking funny. Like I didn't take this book very seriously because it's not a very serious book. Like there's some serious elements to it, of course, to add to the plot and storyline, but the characters are so funny. Like literally the first line of this book says, you know, you never truly get over the first pucker of your nips when that mountain air hits you. Like from the very first line, I was like, oh, okay, I am going to enjoy this book. Hilarious. I was laughing out loud. It is kind of like a rendition off of How the Grinch Stole Christmas. I mean, obviously, it's How My Neighbor Stole Christmas by Meghan Quinn. And so she starts it out with that freaking hilarious line. And then at the beginning of each chapter, there's like a poem. And it's so freaking funny. And it pretty much is like a narrator for the chapters. And then the main male character, Cole, his name's Cole Black, like Black Cole. And so he like does these like jabs with the narrator, and it's just so freaking funny. Like on chapter 2, it says, snow from the night before glistens across the bitter ground, while news of the sisters' arrival spreads all throughout town. The gossip is crisp, the excitement oh so thick, while Cole stomps around as a very unhappy dick. Like hilarious poems and rhymes. So freaking funny. And sometimes I would read those poems and then I would start reading like the regular words of the story, like as in like a rhyming tone that I'm like, no, this doesn't rhyme. Like, it was so freaking funny. So basically, it's about these two sisters that they used to come to this town, like Kringle. It's in Colorado, I guess, and it's Christmas all year round. And they used to go to visit their great aunt there, and her aunt is very into Christmas, and they haven't been in 10 years. And their aunt's name is Cindy, like Cindy Lou Who, but it's like Cindy Louise. And their neighbors are Martha and May. And it's just like so many like quips like that, and so many like things towards the Grinch. It's hilarious. And so they their aunt wants them to go to come and like take care of her because she fell and like broke her hip. So it's Story, that's her name. The main female character's name is Story, and her sister Taryn, and they are coming there for the Christmas season to help take care of their aunt. I did love Story. She got to be a little bit obnoxious, like a little bit too much. But that's just like my personality, that I can only take people like that for very long, like too much, you know. But she still was very enjoyable, very, very fun character. And then her older sister is more stoic and not so fun loving. And so they're there, and their aunt always... she always participates in this like Kringle contest to see who's the merriest and jolliest in the town. And instead she has Story take her place. And their next door neighbor is Cole. And he works at the reindeer farm. And he and Story used to see each other every Christmas season growing up from when they were young. And then something happened when they were 18 to make her leave, and then she never came back, and he was really upset about that. So when he sees that she's back, he's like, I need to win this contest, and so that she can't. And so he's this really, really grumpy guy that goes through this like tragic thing when he was younger. And so the town like rallies behind her. So like small town romance, and the characters are so fun. And so he's trying to beat this competition. And so his like character switches like 180, like, or 360. I don't know. It just completely turns around. And he is like a whole different character that I'm like, oh, okay, weird, interesting. And so he's trying to win this competition too. And then of course there's like a fake dating trope, and it's just really fun. It's a very quick, fun read that if you just want to be like, read a silly book, read a silly Christmas book that is just puts a smile on your face, this is absolutely the book to read, because it just checks all the boxes that you'd want in a Christmas story. Spice level, I'd say it's a 3 out of 5. Like it has its spicy. It's definitely surprising with Cole. Like, he's a dirty talker, and you're like, oh, whoa, okay, wasn't prepared for that. But it was very, very good, and I do recommend it. And I wanted to do this book because, I mean, I won't be doing the podcast during December. And I know that people have been talking about this book more, and it's super fun. It was just, you know, seasonal, and it's really, really fun. So I think I'm going to be reading some other Christmas books as the season comes about. And also remember that there's the Christmas Tree Farm from Lori Gilmore that is so freaking good and cute. So I recommend picking up that one as well. And then just watch for the giveaway winners. Definitely enter, and it'll be a fun time. And I'm just really excited for January to start the podcast back up, because it's just going to be really fun. And I'm really excited to show you guys. So definitely follow and subscribe and do all those fun things. And that's pretty much it for today. It's a very quick episode, very quick story, just some quick updates. I just wanted to talk about this book and let you know that I highly recommend reading this. So anyways, very grateful for you guys, and I will see you in January.